Hi, and welcome to this full body slow flow. We're going to get into all the parts of the body stretching and opening up. Maybe if you have blocks or a belt handy, that would be useful. Otherwise, if you don't have any props, you can still do this practice. So just bringing yourself into a comfortable seated position, closing the eyes, just finding some stillness, connecting with the breath, with your natural breath to begin with. Observing each inhale, each exhale. As you start to bring yourself into your space, start to shift your awareness inwards. As the breath flows in and out through the nostrils. And with each exhale, we're softening, relaxing and releasing. Shoulders are relaxing. And then we can start to make our way onto our backs. So as you lie down on the back, extending the legs, or if you feel more comfortable, you can have the knees bent. And just tuning into the breath. Now we're breathing deep into the belly. So as you inhale, allow the belly to grow and rise. And as you exhale, release and soften. So continue with the deep breathing into the belly. A few more breaths here. And we'll come into our first stretch. So it's called a banana stretch. So you're taking both your feet over to the right hand corner of your mat. You can stack the feet on top of each other, or the feet can just be next to each other. And then you start to shift your shoulders and your head over towards the upper right hand corner. So the arms can come up above and stretch out to the side, to the right side. If that feels uncomfortable, you can bend at the elbows or just take the arms back down beside the body. So feeling the stretch down the left side of your body, keeping the breath flowing. And then coming back into the center, just spending a couple of breaths here to reset. Bring the arms down beside the body and soften the spine, soften the shoulders. And then we can take it over to the other side, so feet coming over to the left hand corner, either stacking the feet on top of each other or the feet next to each other, and then the shoulders and the head start to shift over towards the top left hand corner. Arms can come up above, can hold on to the hands. You can take a bend in the elbows if that helps relax the arms. And then we're feeling into a stretch down the right side of the body. Breathing into the rib cage. Breathing in, expanding into the waist. And then release back into center. Release the arms down beside the body and allow your spine to settle and soften back in. So we're moving on to our left side of the body. So shifting over onto the left side and coming into what we call clam pose, where we work the inner thighs. So knees are bent, stacked on top of each other, ankles on top of each other. And then you're just going to lift your upper knee. So lifting the upper knee up and down. So as you inhale, lift up, and as you exhale, drop the knee back down. So working and stretching into the inner thigh. So keep the feet connected, keep the ankles connected, and just lift that upper knee up and down. And then release, roll back onto your back. Breathing, a couple of breaths in the center. And taking the arms out to the side, lifting the knees up as we move into a spinal twist on the left. So lift your knees up and then allow the knees to fall to the left side. We've moved into spinal twist. The arms have come out to the side if that feels comfortable. You can always place a block underneath the knees or in between the knees to support you if you feel that the legs need some support. And on your next inhale, bring your right arm across your body to touch your left palm and then open up. Take the right arm back and then inhale, lift the arm up and over the body, stretch onto your side, palms touch, and then as you exhale, open back up. Right arm reaches out to the side. And again, inhale, taking the arm up and over, palms touch. And as you exhale, take the right arm back and open the chest. And just stay here with the chest open, arms out to the side. And your next inhale, bring your knees back into the center, grounding down with the feet. Releasing the legs down, releasing the arms, extending the legs away, arms down to the side, and then rolling over onto your right side as you take our clown pose onto the right. Knees bent, ankles connected, lifting and lowering your upper knee. So as you inhale, lift, exhale, lower. And then slowly rolling back onto the back with the knees bent, feet grounded. We're preparing for our spinal twist on the right side, so lift your feet up, lift your knees up, take your knees over to the right. Find your support underneath the knees or in between the knees, and then soften into the upper body, soften the shoulders, soften the upper back. Palms can be facing upwards or palms facing down. And then on your next inhale, lifting your left arm up and over, connecting with your right palm, and then release back out. So inhale, palm reaches over, exhale, take the hand back out to the side. And inhale, rolling onto your side, take the arm over, palms touch, exhale, opening up the left arm to the side. And resting here, keeping the chest open, arms out to the side, feeling into your spinal twist. And then on your next inhale, bring the knees back into the center, release the feet down, release the arms down. And then holding onto the back of the thighs, rolling up and down. So just rolling up and down the spine as you roll up. See if you can balance on your sit bones and then roll back. Roll up, balance on the sit bones, lift the chest towards the thighs, roll back. And inhale, rolling up and balancing. Hold here, balancing on the sit bones, keep the feet lifted. And then we're making our way onto all fours into tabletop, so shifting the feet to one side, coming up onto the hands and the knees. As we move through cat-cow, inhale, lifting chin, lifting tailbone, exhale, finding your cat. Inhale into cow, chin, tailbone lifted, belly relaxes. Exhale, rounding into cat. And maybe moving from side to side, feeling into the hips. And finding a nice stretch in the spine. And we're going to open up to the side, keeping the right arm grounded, lift the left arm up, and then sweep it down and sweep the left arm underneath the body as we come into thread the needle, opening up the shoulder. So the left shoulder is grounded, the left side of the head is down. You can place a block underneath the head. Extending your right leg out, and then lift your right leg up, just so it's leveled with your hip. If this feels uncomfortable or you feel wobbly, keep the right leg and the right knee grounded. And then release the right knee, the right leg down, come back up onto all fours. And we're moving into gate pose. So as you keep your right hand grounded, your right knee is bent, you extend your left leg out to the side and you come into gate pose. The left arm is reaching up towards the sky and you can lift your left leg up if you have your balance. And then release and come back down onto all fours. Inhale, find your cow, and exhale, find your cat. Again, moving through cat-cow. Breathing into the body, moving through the spine, maybe moving from side to side. Threading the needle on the other side, inhale, lift your right arm up, and then thread underneath the body, drop your right shoulder, the right side of the head. Option to start to find a balance as you extend the left leg away from you, and then lift the left leg up so it's level with your hip. Breathing into the pose. Drop the left knee down, come back up onto all fours, and prepare for your gate pose, keeping the left hand grounded. And you're going to extend the right leg out, the left knee is still bent, and you're going to lift the right arm up towards the sky. And the chest is facing towards the right as you come into your gate pose, maybe lifting the right leg up, finding your balance. And then releasing, maybe a little bit wobbly there, and releasing, coming back up onto all fours, moving through your cat-cow, opening and stretching into the spine, moving with your breath. And then slowly we can take the hips back towards the heels as we move into our child's pose. The knees can be wide, or the knees can come together, whatever feels more comfortable for you, but just releasing the head down, softening the head down towards the earth. Making your way back up onto all fours as we prepare to come into downward facing dog. So we're tucking the toes, lifting the hips up towards the sky. Maybe bending through the knees, maybe pedaling out through the feet. In your downward facing dog, just wiggling into it, finding an openness in the body, stretching and opening up through the backs of the legs. And then coming into stillness in your downward facing dog. And then walking towards the top of your mat. So slowly stepping forwards towards the top of the mat. And as you come to the top, inhale, finding that halfway lift. So you can use props, you can use blocks, or you can place your hands on your shins or your thighs and just lengthening, stretching through the spine, lifting the chest up. And then on your next exhale, folding into your forward fold. Inhale, we're going to rise all the way up to standing, lifting the arms up and above the head. And exhale, bringing hands in towards the heart. Inhale, arms up as we move into sun salutation. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step your right foot back. Drop your right knee and lift your arms up. Seated warrior. Exhale, the hands release down either side of the front foot. Step back into plank. Lower the knees, lower the chest in between the hands and the chin. Push the bottom up. And then press forwards and up into cobra pose. Coming into your downward facing dog. Breathing for 3. For 2. And 1. Inhale, lift your right leg up. And exhale, take your right foot towards the top of the mat. We're dropping the left knee this time. Inhale, we're lifting the arms up. Seated warrior. And as we release the hands down either side of the front foot, we step forwards into our forward fold, softening in, releasing the head down. Inhale, rising up, arms reach up towards the sky, and as we exhale, hands come in towards the heart. Again, inhale, rising up with the hands. Exhale, forward fold. This time, stepping back with the left foot, drop the left knee. Find your seated warrior, lift the arms up, palms touch, look up. exhale, hands come down either side of the front foot, step back into your plank, dropping your knees, your chest and your chin, and then pressing forwards and up, flattening the feet, finding cobra pose. And as you exhale, finding your downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Pressing the palms into the mat, pressing your chest towards your thighs, pushing your hips up towards the sky. Lifting the left leg up, taking the left foot towards the top of the mat, dropping the right knee. Finding your seated warrior. As you inhale, you lift your arms up, palms touch. As you exhale, hands come either side of the front foot, step forwards and fold into forward fold. Inhale, rising up, taking the arms all the way up, palms touch. And as you exhale, bring your hands in towards your heart. Moving into chair pose, inhale, take the weight into the heels, drop the tailbone down. And we're going to twist round towards the right side. Take your body round towards the right, twisting from the waist. Maybe your left elbow sits outside your right thigh, palms pressing in towards the mid-chest. And then as we come back into the center, we're moving into half moon pose. On the right side, maybe you use a block, sit the block underneath your right shoulder, otherwise the hand finds the floor. We stack the hips on top of each other, extend the upper leg out, keeping it level with the hip, foot is flexed, and the upper arm reaches up towards the sky. We can look up towards the upper hand, or we can look ahead. Point your toes and release the back foot down as you move into a warrior 2. Bending the front knee, keeping the shoulders stacked over the hips, finding your drishti, looking down towards the tip of your middle finger. Breathing into your warrior 2. Inhale, straighten the leg, front leg, and we move into triangle pose. Drop the arm down. You can use a block, placing your lower hand on top of the block, and the upper arm and the upper hand is reaching up towards the sky, finding length in the body, opening the chest. Inhale, coming back up to standing, arms out to the side, and then place your hands onto your hips, coming into forward fold, both feet facing forwards, and release the head down, coming into wide leg forward fold. So we can use a block as support underneath the hands, or we can place a block underneath the head. Taking the hands down towards the floor and softening into forward fold. The weight is coming into the front of the feet. And in your next inhale, lifting the chest, lifting the chin, placing the hands onto the waist. Exhale, and then inhale, lifting up the chest. Preparing to step towards the top of your mat. And we'll come into our chair pose. Inhale, dropping the tailbone down, firing up through the thighs. The weight shifts into the heels, making sure you can see your toes. And then exhale, we're going to twist around to the left side this time, twisting the torso around to the left. Maybe the palms come to the mid-chest. You can look up towards the sky. And then coming back into the center, releasing from your chair and preparing for your half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Using a block underneath the left hand, stacking the hips, extending the upper leg, foot is flexed. Upper arm reaches up towards the sky. We can look up towards the hand or keep our gaze straight ahead. Keep breathing. Preparing for warrior 2, point the toes away, drop the back foot, keep a bend in the front knee, and soften into your warrior 2. Shoulders are relaxed down the back, arms are level with the shoulders, and then we take our gaze forward towards the tip of the front middle finger. And then we can move into triangle, straightening the front leg. Shifting the weight forwards, dropping the lower arm down, lifting the upper arm up, triangle pose. You could use a block. Opening the chest, reaching the upper arm fingers up towards the sky. Inhale, coming up, arms still out to the side. And this time as you exhale, take your hands onto your hips, feet facing forwards, and then we fold it into a wide leg forward fold. Reaching the fingers away from us so the arms are stretched out, the fingers are reaching out in front of us, but we're keeping our hips stacked over the knees and the ankles. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin, and exhale, fold in. Weight is in towards the front of the feet. Breathing into your forward fold with arms stretching out. Walking the hands back in towards you. Taking the hands onto the hips. Bend the knees if you need to and rise up to standing. So we're facing towards the top of our mat with the right foot leading the way. We've come into a crescent lunge and then releasing the hands down, stepping back into your plank. Lowering down into chaturanga. You can drop the knees. Inhale, finding upward facing dog or cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing into your downward facing dog. Drawing the chest towards your thighs, pushing your hips up towards the sky as the heels draw down towards the earth. And then inhale, taking the knees down onto the mat as you come onto all fours. And just finding the length in the spine, the shoulders are stacked over the wrists. And then coming to sit back on your heels. This is hero's pose. Taking a breath in hero's pose so we can transition into mermaid. Shifting your hips to the left so both your feet are now onto the right side of you. And then taking your right arm and placing it outside the left thigh and taking your upper body, twisting round towards the left. And then your left arm is going to come up and over, and you're going to lean over towards the right. Mermaid pose. And then release that upper arm and take it behind you. So we twist further round towards the left side. Relax your shoulders. You can place your back hand on a block if it's not quite reaching the floor. Mermaid pose. And then release, coming back round to the front. Take the chest round to the front. Sitting in your hero's pose for a breath, sitting on the heels. And then we can take our mermaid over to the other side. So the hips shift over to the right and both the feet are now to the left side of you. Just settling in, softening the sit bones down in towards the earth. So the left arm just sits outside the right thigh. And the right arm comes up and over the side of the head as you lean over towards the left. Breathing into the side body. Breathing into your mermaid pose. And then inhale, that top arm reaches up to the sky and then back behind you. So you can come deeper into a twist now. So you're twisting your upper body and your shoulders around your right shoulder drawing towards the back of your mat, your left shoulder drawing towards the top of the mat as you come into your twist in mermaid pose. You can gaze towards your back shoulder. And then inhale, releasing, softening back round to the front. Coming back onto the heels to mermaid pose for a breath. Breathing deep into the belly and into the chest. Oh, I've got a cat joining me here, my little kitten. This is Malka. So just breathing into your hero's pose. And then we're moving into forward fold. So we've got the option here to either have your left foot placed inside your right thigh, so your left knee is bent, and you can support underneath the left knee. Or you can take your left foot and bend at the knee and take the left foot back so it rests beside your left hip. So it's quite a deep bend into the knee. So if you're feeling any discomfort, I would suggest you take the foot, the left foot into the right thigh and support the knee. Okay, so if whichever option you're taking, you can always sit on a block to lift you up and help you find some space. Okay, so just finding your comfortable position, either with the foot resting inside the thigh or the foot resting outside the left hip. And if you wish to use a belt for your forward fold, just having your belt handy and placing the belt around the outside of the feet, the right foot. And as you inhale, straightening through the spine, and as you exhale, folding forwards. So either with the belt, or if you're not using a belt, just placing your hands either on your right leg or placing your hands either side of your right leg. And just breathing into the fold. And then on your next inhale, lifting up, releasing the left leg, straightening the left leg. Maybe giving it a little shake. And then we can take it over to the other side. So finding your variation on the right side, either the right foot finding itself next to the inside of the left thigh, or the right foot drawing against the right hip. And then folding forwards, either using your belt or just placing the hands either side of the left leg. Breathing into your forward fold. And then inhale, rising up, releasing the hands down either side of you and extending your right leg. So making our way onto our backs, keeping the knees bent, softening through the spine, releasing the hips down, the mid-back and the upper back down as we prepare for bridge pose. So on your next inhale, press your feet into the mat, lift your hips up. Press your thighs up, engage your glutes, palms pressing down in towards the floor, breathing into the body. And on your next exhale, softening the hips back down, releasing from your bridge pose. Hugging the knees in towards your chest. Maybe massaging the spine. You can roll a little bit from side to side. Maybe rolling all the way onto your side, onto the back and then onto the other side. Or just hugging the knees in if that feels more comfortable. And then on your next inhale, you're going to lift your head up towards your knees, coming into a little ball. And as you exhale, releasing the hands over and above your head, releasing the legs out, stretched out in front. And then softening the body, releasing the arms back down beside the body. And preparing for Shavasana, your final resting pose. Returning to your natural breath, releasing any tension in the body, allowing the body to soften, to relax and to let go. Softening into the face, between the eyebrows, into the jaw. Softening the shoulders, melting into the mat, releasing into the thighs, relaxing the feet and the toes. Allowing thoughts just to drift by like the clouds. As you float into a sense of stillness. coming to the end of your Shavasana, maybe rolling the head from side to side, finding some movement in the fingers and the toes, bringing the knees up towards you and rolling onto your side. A few breaths here on the side body. And then when you're ready, lifting yourself up, coming into a comfortable seated position. Eyes are still closed. Placing the hands on top of the knees. And then gently rubbing the palms together, create a little heat and energy in the hands. And then place the hands over the closed eyelids, taking a deep inhale through the nose. And a big exhale through the mouth, let it go. Bringing the hands into the heart, opening the eyes. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste.